Okay, I'm going to gavel us in, and the time is for you, Kara, 2:03. 2:03, and this is a special meeting, and at this time, the only thing we're going to do is, just because it's a nice pause, we're going to do a pledge of allegiance, a quick pledge of allegiance to the United States of America and the Texas flags, as we normally do. And that is probably somebody calling in. Give us just one moment.
Oh, hey, Sandra, or Commissioner, is that you?
Yeah, I'm going to transfer Commissioner now, Tanner.
Wonderful.
Okay.
We'll pause till he joins us. Commissioner Gonzalez, you have good timing. We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance right now. If everybody would rise. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, and so, thank you. The time is, as I said, 2:03, and the date is August the 6th, 2021. We're at Commissioner's Courtroom inside inside the Nueces County Courthouse at 901 Leopard on the 3rd floor, and Commissioner Hernandez is present. Commissioner Matus is virtual. Commissioner Gonzalez is present on the telephone, and I am here. We do certify that a quorum is present. And Commissioner Chesney, obviously for family reasons, is not able to attend. At this time, I'll ask for public comment, Tyner. Okay, we've got nobody in the courtroom, in the hallways, and nobody indicating online, so we'll move then to regular agenda item A1, and that's to approve a method of procurement for emergency management incident response services, and also an action of authorizing the purchasing agent to publish such a notice and adopt an order delegating evaluation authority to a selection committee. Michael is here with us. Will you introduce this item?
Yes, this item is to assist in the incident management support on a task order basis. The RFP that we will publish will adhere to the FEMA public assistance requirements. We'll need about a week or so to prepare the scope of work for this item. We will review that with the emergency management coordinator to make sure that it is in line with the services that we wish to have provided. We anticipate that we'll run ads here in the middle part of August with an opening towards the end of the month and be able to award this item in September, in early September, and hopefully execute in the middle to late part of September.
Okay, thank you. And again, Commissioners, the urgency of this matter is that with hurricane season and understanding the FEMA rules and guidelines, it's just trying to beat the clock, and that's why we had to have this done at this time. And so are there any questions for Michael? Okay, hearing none. Yes, we do have a question from Commissioner Matus. Go ahead.
Yeah, Judge. And this is just to help us qualify for the timing, because we know it's about, if we don't have this in process, I guess, beforehand, if a disaster strikes, then we would not be able to recoup cost on these services. Is that correct? Or how does this work? As far as time
So
frame?
in a way, yes. Go ahead. Michael's going to help you answer this question. And
So yes, Commissioner, what this does is provides the county with a fully vetted bid program and be able to award to a vendor that has been through a bid process that's approved by FEMA Public Assistance. However, if we were to have an incident that called for an emergency prior to this being enacted, then that would, if there was a disaster declaration, then the judge, of course, would have her emergency powers to be able to engage in that work, and it would still be reimbursable under that premise. So this is just a way to, this is something we would probably normally do like in an off season once we become aware that this is going to become a regular need. And so we'll try to look at the timing on what we place on here for an expiration date such that it expires after hurricane season.
Great.
So we can renew it in a non-emergency time frame. And that way we'll have that ability to provide services, like I said, in a process that's been fully vetted by FEMA Public Assistance.
So we could
And this-
still get money back either way, John, if we were in an emergency. But to be honest with you, even if we did that, they would want at some point for us to go out for RFP. And so that's why going out for RFP first before the disaster occurs is better. But if worst case scenario happens and the hurricane comes next week, I can still call this incident management team and bring them in and it would be eligible. But at some point, what if there was another disaster? We would want that same team to expand out and they would basically say, you really need to RFP for this.
And we're not picking anyone today, it's just the
No.
process.
It's just authorizing the RFP to go out.
Correct. We'll be coming back probably in early September to do an award.
September for the award. Commissioner Gonzalez did make a motion. I'll second, but we can still have discussion. And so again, on this incident management team, that the scope of work would be such that FEMA, we would check every box, right, Michael, to make sure that FEMA approved of the team that we would basically, in other words, the services that would be maybe within the scope of work. Is that the best way to say it?
Yes, what we want to do is define the scope of services such that it meets the county's requirements for what type of activities we would need to be done, and that we adhere to the rules that provide fair and open competition for those that are interested in providing those services.
And so we have an incident management team like right now with the county that we contracted with because of the disaster. But I am more and more leery of doing these things and then not having you guys have awareness to it. So the best thing you can do is pre-position yourself for everything, for debris movement, for incident management services, for drones, for anything having to do with disasters. The best way for nobody to come back and say, hey, how come you chose that group? Or why did this happen this way? If you'll pre-position your county, you're going to be in lots better shape. I call this insulation. We have a good house, and we can always bring in extra fans if we're hot. But if you have great insulation, you should never be, in hot water. And that's really what this is all about. And I'm encouraging Michael to do this across the board, from the smallest things like meals, to the big stuff, which is incident management contract work like this is. Okay. I was just going to make sure, was that good, satisfactory, John? Because we want to make sure that we have a,
Yeah, I just had that one question.
Yeah,
just to
sure.
clarify
Okay,
On the motions, though. I'm ready to call the. meeting
perfect.
on.
Okay, we've got a motion from Gonzalez and a second from Canales. And all those in favor of the first piece of it, which is to approve that method of procurement, which is the RFP, request for proposals, please signify by saying aye.
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 And then, and let me. Okay, that's great. Let's do the next piece and we can put you on there. That authorize the purchasing agent to publish a notice. Do I have a motion to authorize him to publish the notice?
Motion.
Motion and a second. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then also adopt an order delegating evaluation authority to a selection committee. And Michael, will you tell us who that selection committee is?
Yes, the selection committee consists of the county judge, the Commissioners Court Administration Manager, the Emergency Management Coordinator, and the county purchasing agent.
Okay, did you hear that, Commissioner Gonzalez? And it's basically the purchasing agent, emergency management coordinator, myself as the county judge, court administrator Tyner Little, and I'm happy to have you join in this selection committee.
Well, I think I have more to say than the administration, but I like to do the committee anyway.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. I just said we'd like to have you on the committee.
Sure, thank you.
Yes, and I'm gonna have Michael, is that okay? I'm gonna amend the order
Yeah, we'll need a
to
motion
add
to-
that one additional person.
Right.
Okay? You bet. And I'll take that as a motion to do that, and I'll second. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye? Okay, opposed, same sign. Okay, perfect. And again, when this is ripe, you'll get advance notice of the timing so that you know when to be prepared for a committee. Okay, that is all the regular agenda items that we have here today. And I'm very happy that you all could join us. And at this time, I'll ask if there's any adjournments in memory that we need to consider. I have none. Commissioner Modis and Hernandez also have none. We just continue to pray for the Chesney family and ask that you keep him and his loved ones in your thoughts this weekend. Thank you. We are adjourned, and the time is 2:14. Thank you. We're done. And mics can come off.